business with you. They break open your house one time, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. It comes to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on side. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go in a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers, for viewing the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago for the last 4 years. We do want to thank you for making us the #1. And we also thank you to the callers who interact with us on a nightly basis. We really, really appreciate it. And we want you to continue calling in, highlighting the issues that we face in Trinidad and Tobago. Not in other countries, you know, but highlighting the issues that affect us. It's affecting us as a citizen. Knowing that every day, this is how we have to live. Cost of living going up, fear in our neighborhood. What happened to the protection of the police? What happened to the patrol of the police? What happened for all two equipments? The fire service, the police, the Coast Guard. What happened to medications in the hospital? What happened to proper education? You know, and this is the issue we have. So tonight I thank you, the viewers. I really want to thank you tonight and hope that you continue to call in the program. 238-6716 as we go live every night from Monday to Friday on Synergy Network from 7 to 8 p.m. and a rerun the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Viewers, tonight is about you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. From us here at Real Talk with Saieed Ali, we do want to say thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate it. So just a reminder, viewers, Real Talk is offering you 4% on fixed deposits. Also, you can be a member of the Real Talk Credit Union Information. Come on down, open an account, set it up for your kids, for the grandmother, the grandfather, the son, the daughter, the mother, the father, even the uncle. We offer you 4% on fixed deposit, viewers. It is the highest interest rate that is being paid in Trinidad and Tobago thus far. Our 4% cannot beat anybody. Oh, I see that bad. Let's just see how much you're paying attention. So this is our office number, viewers. We are open from Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. viewers. Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon. So remember, citizens, take advantage of the 4% offer that is on the table. So, like I said, a guy told me today, he said, Saeed, he said, you just take your time and you just explain everything on national television. So when someone's coming to your office, they know exactly what you're doing. 4% on $100,000 or under $100,000 or over $100,000. But I like to use a fixed bracket, right? Now, with your 4% that you are getting on $100,000, it's $4,000 per year. Sign it up for 5 years, that's $20,000 you're going to be getting. $4,000 per year could help pay property tax that is going to be implemented for the year. 4% per year, it could help pay your phone bill. It could help pay your electricity bill. It could help pay your internet bill. It could help pay school fees. So at the end of the day, when you calculate how much money you spent on these things that I've just called, at the end of the year, right, you're going to get back 4% on $100,000 that you have invested with us. That 4% could cover your entire bills that I just called out for you. So it wouldn't be 4% in your pocket, but it's what you are getting to replace what you spent. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. That is how easy it is. Could you go into another financial institution and check on your fixed deposit like that and see how much bills you are covering? Think about it. So whether you're under 50,000 or you're over 50,000 or 100,000, once you sign a 4-year, 5-year contract, we good. We're good with you. So, as we start our program tonight, the management at the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission will be meeting with the Public Utility Minister in the coming days to discuss the recent rate increase recommendation. Last week, the Regulated Industries Commission, RIC, unveiled its proposal, including a 15 to 64% increase in residential rate as well as monthly billing cycle. TNTech Corporate Communication Manager Annabelle stated that they were still reviewing the financial or the final determination presented by the RIC. Now, so I want to ask you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, something. Was RIC right to make this huge demand and pass it down to the citizens? I want to ask RIC. They come up with this plan, they introduce it, and they pass it on to TNTech. Why it is that RIC and TNTech don't go after delinquent payments from government office? Why? They can't get through with that. So what they do, they came up with a plan and they handed it down to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. In order to recover money that the government office has for TNTech, they decide to come down on the citizens. Government office in Trinidad and Tobago are owing TNTech millions of dollars. Who have to feel that pinch? The citizens. These citizens. So we are paying for what the government office owes to TNTech. And then they want to come now and say, well, it's been 10 years now since we haven't had an increase. Wow. Just like that. Just like that. It's sad, you know. So with this 58, this 15 to 64%, how much people is going to get disconnected? Think about the one that is 60 and over, who's collecting a certain amount of money for the month. Did the RIC think about them? I guess not. The RIC price review process kicked off last December, and the organization conducted 15 public consultations as well as meetings with special interest groups before presenting its final determination. So you met with 15 public consultation. Did you listen to the citizen before increasing it up to 64%? That is what I want to ask you. Did you listen to the citizens' cry, to the citizens' cry and the plea before you reach up to a 64%? My electricity bill went up from $4,500 to $7,200, and now on the industrial rate I'm going to be taxed up to 51%. So look at it, from $7,300. Add 51% to that. That's almost half of my bill. So I'm going to be paying almost $11,000 now. From $7,200 to $11,000 and some odd dollars. Look at that. Look at that. I have to pay now $4,000 more. What did I do to get that $4,000 more? What did I do? I don't owe TNTech. Every 60 days I'm paying my bill. But this is what TNTech passed on to me. Imagine that, eh? I paid my bill and this is what I get. Why? Because the government offices cannot stick to paying their bill. TNTech chairman Mr. Thomas previously noted that an adjustment is necessary for the utility to maintain a dependable supply to its customers. The RIC also recently set up a bill calculator on its website to help customers. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed. This is the imitation vaccine. We're going to see you're talking about electricity bill.
Yes.
I want to change it a little bit. I want to talk about my partner, the real vaccine vagrant.
Go right
his
ahead.
Fight with the DPP. He wants to know why the DPP figures that he is at risk going to that building that the DPP doesn't want to go.
Hey, I have a story for them concerning that DPP building.
Listen to this. I could identify with the DPP. You remember the Roselle School?
Mm-hmm.
And all the policemen was in a little conference, I think by Napa or Sapa, right? And they hear gunfire like the Gaza. How close is that to that building?
Correct.
They haven't hold or clean out that whole area with those fellas who was using the clip and empty it around the school. So that tells me that risk is still there. And this vaccine vagrant only bumping the gun. I don't know how we can't say it no risk. We're going to 600 murders again. You know what the Guardian of Democracy newspaper had today? 492 murders. Somebody saying it's 467, but the Guardian of Democracy, everybody should look at that and see how frightening. I go and have a nice evening.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, recently we had a protest when a Venezuelan woman, we had a national cry for the Venezuelan woman going up to represent Trinidad and Tobago. We kicked against that. All well and fine. I am not hearing or seeing anything or anyone speaking of the rise in the electricity bill. Nobody. Let me tell you something. When that has been implemented, all ain't feeling nothing yet, you know. You see, when gas price went up twice this year, nobody said nothing. Wait for electricity bill to go up. And the grocery just goes up. And the market goes up. And your garment goes up. Then I go here earlier. Nobody want to say nothing. Nobody talking. Everybody mouth zip. But Saieed bashing. I highlighted issues about your road need fixing. Saieed bashing. I highlight him out. Now you have to work for until 65 now. Saieed bashing. When your electricity bill goes up, then you will see the rippling effect of it. Believe, watch man, I don't get a breakdown of everything, you know, how it's going to be, you know. That's the reason why I here educating you all about it. So hold on, you will see for yourself. Then you're going to realize how real talk is. Now, the Senate passed budget 2024 after presentation by 11 speakers, including a wrap-up by Finance Minister Colin Imbert. All claims the opposition was not hurting from the fact that the government had introduced no new tax in the budget, such as Fable Millionaire Tax. Well, listen to this.
What people look out for in a budget is they want more disposable income in their hand. Where's the money supposed to come from? Where would more disposable income come from? It will only come, we can only reduce the tax rate because that's what you're talking about. You're talking about reducing the tax burden on people. We already increased the personal allowance from 60,000 when we came in 2015 to 90,000 now. It's a significant increase. That's a 50% increase in the personal allowance from 5,000 a month to 7,500 a month, now tax-free. And that is what those minimum wage workers will benefit from because they all fall below the $7,500 a month. So that extra $500 that the lowest level of minimum wage worker will get, or the $900 that the security guard will get per month, an extra $900 a month, that is not chick feed, is going to be tax-free. But we don't have any more scope in the system at this time to increase the personal allowance by any significant amount again. We just don't. We have to do what Senator Lewis was talking about. We have to grow the economy. We have to diversify. We have to innovate. We have to get new revenue streams, but not from the population. We have decided we are not going to impose any further taxation burden on the population. And that is what is hurting.
But is not telling you all is when they gave you here, it come out here. You're spending it back here. And it's only an intelligent individual will notice that. They gave you 500 here, they take it back here. What went up? What implementing? 500 here, property tax here. 500 here, electricity raise. 500 here, water bill come on a how to say it? It's in the making for you then. So how far is your $500 going to stretch? When electricity comes into effect, water comes into effect, cost of living going up because of the electricity, what are you going to do now? What you get? Did you get anything? No, you didn't get anything. You got nothing. And that is what you're not seeing, citizens. I want you to understand that. They gave you back 500 per month, but when you pay property tax, money gone. Money gone. Electricity bill goes up, your 500 gone because you're paying up to 51%. What? That's almost half of your bill they added on again. And then cost of living grocery, cost of living in the market, cost of living with garments. Let's talk. Colin members will only say what they're doing proper, but the rippling effect down to it, they can't give you that breakdown because they don't want to get you all that smart. What other program in Trinidad and Tobago does it like Real Talk? None. Now, Embed boasted that this was not even an election budget. Listen to this.
They were looking for all kind of millionaire tax and inheritance tax and this tax and that tax. And when they heard me say in the budget, we are not imposing any more taxation on the population, they want to dead. They want to dead. And then when we come with $1,000 a year book grant and an increase in the minimum wage, well, now all of them want to commit suicide. And perhaps we need to give a bigger allocation to hotline. Because this wasn't even an election budget. And I'm very happy to be able to present a budget that has not increased a single tax on anybody, that has put no burdens on anybody, and that has only improved the lives of thousands of citizens in this country. I beg to move, Mr. President.
You know what I'm waiting to hear, Trinidad and Tobago? I'm waiting to hear what the Public Utility Minister have to say concerning as much as a 68% or 64% increase in your monthly bill. I want to hear what the Public Utility Minister have to say concerning this. That is what I want to hear. But I ain't going to wild them up. I just want to hear what they have to say after you're going to hear me. So we are going for a short commercial break, viewers. But before we go for that break, we have persons of interest. Vinud Dipchan at number 4, Light Pole. Apartment 4, Light Pole, 76 John Street, Chaguanas, Montrose. I still offer 10,000 for him. Yeah? Find the car and dice it. And same thing with Melissa. Narissa Mohammed, about Melissa, is Narissa Mohammed, P.O. Box, 56 Pazi, Extension Road, Tunapuna. Narissa is still at 10,000 on your head, you know. It's still at 10,000, you know. You see, Raquel was ducking, and what happened? Narissa, you go ahead, you go feel it more than she. Take what I'm telling you. Narissa, if I decide to send a bailiff every Monday morning in all your house, as all I refurbish all your house, I send a bailiff. Every month you refurbish your house, is every month a bailiff coming to take up where they had a tick up. How you going and feel, girl? What your neighbors are wrong, you're going and say? What are they going and say? When I come for your couch and your TV and your bed, I empty your parlor and I go on with it. Every time you buy a TV and I hear you have a TV in your house, I come and take it. How you going to feel? Tell me now how you going to feel. Not one day you pick up the phone and call Saeed. No, Saeed don't want to hear you. One of these days, a truck go back up by your house. See, I give Raquel shit time. Raquel in the army, I give she shit time. Rant and rape, what happened? Show them the actual what we have. She wanted to rant and rape. It's in my compound now. All the run and she in the army. You think she just bother me? No. So that's what I'm telling you, Norissa. Me ready for you, you know. But one of these days, and it's the same thing I tell Rachel, I say, Rachel, when I'm ready for you, I go pick up your X-Trail. Boom, shut, so said, so done. Norissa, when I come in your house, every single month, let me tell you something. You go spread bag in your house and lie down, you know. I know what I'm telling you. You go spread bag in your house and lie down for years to come. You feel your tears going to bother me? No, they say, oh, when people cry on people, their tears is bother them. Never say your tears are going to be bothering me. And God wouldn't curse me because you cry. Now, you know how hard it is for somebody to come and take everything from your parlor? You know how hard it is for you to spread bag in the ground and sleep? Never say? Let me tell you something, I could make your life very uncomfortable, you know. Very, very uncomfortable, you know. Because every time I buy a 50-inch TV, I come and I send the Bailey for it. I come in myself and pick it up because I come with my document. You have no idea of how uncomfortable your life could be. You know how hard it is. You're closing up 6 o'clock. You have no way of earning an income. 6 o'clock you close up and you're lying down on a bag in the ground. No, say you know how that feels? Is your children aware of that could happen to them at any day? Your husband aware of that? Your family aware of that who's sleeping in that house, that red house? With the red parlor? All they aware of that? All they aware of the parlor could be shut down? Every time you stock that parlor, I could come and take everything in it. Because a bailiff have the authorization to pick up everything in your property. That will be the value of what you took from me. You are aware of that? No. You're not aware of that. So I educating you. You see, I doesn't rush everything one time now, you know. I take my time and I inform you of what I could do. And when I'm ready for you now that I give you all the information, you will see acts start happening. I told Raquel, the day I put a light on your day, I come and picking up the X-Trail. So said, so done. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, while they're both giving you 500 on one side, he defending property tax on the next side. So we'll have a discussion on property tax after this break.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
To Real Talk viewers, now I'm going to tell you this. You might say Saieed is a clown or is a fool or whatever it is. You might say I'm bashing PNM. You might say I'm picking up for UNC. I am not affiliated with no political party. I want you to know that. No political party or no individuals in Trinidad and Tobago is funding Real Talk. Nobody. Now listen to this. When you want to say I bashing all here and call a member saying he's giving you 500 by 900 a month, and for a security guard 900 is plenty. Listen to this. The Inland Revenue Division will be issuing an assessment notice to property tax very shortly, according to Finance Minister Klong Imbut. Imbut stated that the government has made significant progress on property tax and the valuation rules for residential properties has been finalized, and the Inland Revenue will be issuing assessment notice soon. Listen to this.
With respect to property tax, we have made significant progress. Property tax will be effective in the 2024 financial year. The valuation rule for residential properties has been finalized, and the Inland Revenue will be issuing assessment notices for property tax very shortly. I think it's necessary to point out for yet another time that property tax on residential properties is calculated at 3% of the rental value in the valuation rule and not the capital value. And this is something that our opponents on the lower bench continue to attempt to confuse the population with by saying that property tax is based on the capital value. It is not.
Now viewers, the minister added that the government expects at the least 50% of the property owner in Trinidad and Tobago will be required to pay property tax in the range of 500 to 1,000 annually or 1,100 annually. He said the valuation rules has registered over 200,000 residential property, and there also the provision for deferrals of tax for those genuinely unable to pay. Listen to this.
In the budget statement in the other place, I made the point that we expect that at least 50% of property owners in Trinidad and Tobago will be required to pay property tax in the range of $500 to $1,100 per year, or between $42 and $92 per month. That is what we have seen so far from the valuation rule, which has now registered in excess of 200,000 residential properties. And there's also the provision for deferral of tax for those who are genuinely unable to pay property taxes, a provision in the law for that.
Now, citizens, they're talking about deferrals for who genuinely cannot pay. How much citizen in Trinidad and Tobago is qualified for an HDC house and have to wait 25 years? While the bank telling you in 3 months' time, you get through or not. Well, let's talk now. Nurses, doctors, police, lawyers, nurses, police, Coast Guard, fire, postal worker, teachers. These are the people, this 6 bracket, they are qualified for an HDC house. How many of them get turned down? The fact is that all you don't like to hear it. The truth of the matter is you all don't love to hear the truth. How many police officers applied for HDC house and qualified and can't get it? How many nurses in Trinidad and Tobago applied for HDC houses and qualified and still can't get it? Call her good night.
How are you going?
Oh, my friend.
Yeah. I applied for it and I get it. I right now I'm in the street just now.
Oh my goodness.
And wait, I ain't done yet. Wait is going on with this corporation and turn up on a. If you see what they're making, we take up. I want to send some picture for the Bogdan Villa with CPF cut down, big and long, we grow big. How we getting chook? I get scraped. Me again nothing for that.
I understand.
We garbage man working 3 days for $150 for 3 days and all them work they're pushing on we. And he cannot go into the corporation asking for a barcode to help you. They're saying they have no barcode. That is thing to tell people and making we pick it up.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, okay.
Now, viewers, he said the valuation rule has registered over 200,000 residential properties, and there is also the provisional for deferral. How many people are going to get that? So he said they made a preliminary altercation or allocation in the budget, estimating that 3 different categories, and 3 different categories will lead to 3 different size and local government corporation. Listen to this.
I wish to say at this point that our calculations tell us that the full property tax for 2024 would be in the vicinity of 400 million, but we expect that there will be a learning curve, so therefore we have made a preliminary allocation in the budget estimates in 3 different categories, 3 different sizes of local government corporation. So we have allocated 8 million to the smaller ones, 10 million to the medium-sized ones, and 12 million to the large ones in terms of population size. We've used population to determine the allocation.
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But before we go for this break, let me take this call.
Hello.
Good night, you're live on Real Talk, my friend.
Yes, Saeed. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I take 35 years to build my house. Every payday I used to buy a little block, a little cement, sand and gravel. Saeed, I never built my house for rental.
Now you have to pay property tax according to the rental value.
Yeah.
It's sad. Thank you, my friend. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear Embert, Kamala wrong about who gets Forex. A big issue in Trinidad and Tobago after this.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Real Talk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Tired Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Now Trinidad and Tobago. We talk about electricity, we talk about import, we talk about property tax. Finance Minister Colin Imbud have slammed opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa for what she said were misleading claims that the PNM was favoring large pharmaceutical companies in terms of. As a result of those claims, Imbud stated that facts from the Exim Bank shows that they have provided approximately $1.5 billion US to business community. He said Forex was distributed to 158 manufacturing companies and 97 importers. Imbud added that small business and medium enterprise SMEs comprise of 84% of the companies who receive Forex from Exim Bank, and only 16% were large companies. The amount of Forex exchange that the bank gave to SMEs was 58% of the $1.5 billion US that were provided. Listen to Imbud.
There's a section in the budget address response from the leader about how we are favoring large pharmaceutical importers with foreign exchange. Sorry, I can't use unparliamentary words. But I asked the Exim Bank to give me the facts. And this is the information I've received from the Exim Bank. In terms of the way that the Exim Bank has distributed foreign exchange to the business community, of the total amount of Forex that they have given out since we started the facility, somewhere in the vicinity of about $1.5 billion US. They gave it to 158 manufacturing companies and 97 importers. But of all of that, Madam Speaker, what I find interesting is that when you look at the foreign exchange given by the Exim Bank to small and medium enterprises, it comprises 84% of the companies who receive Forex from the Exim Bank. So 84% of that total that I just read out there for you, the 197 or so, let me get the correct figure, 158 companies that receive foreign exchange from the Exim Bank, 84% of that 150 number are small and medium enterprises. Only 16% are large. And when you look at the quantum, 58% of that 1.5 billion was given to small and medium enterprises.
Focusing on the pharmaceutical companies, the minister said only 7 accessed foreign exchange from the bank. And of these, 2 are large, 2 are medium, and 3 are small. He praised the bank special Forex window as a... Well, listen to him, but...
But if you listen to them, you would think everything is going to financiers of the PNM. And then if you go to pharmaceuticals in particular, because they get very personal and very nasty, there are 7 pharmaceutical companies that access foreign exchange from the Exim Bank. 7, not 1. Of these 7 pharmaceutical companies, 2 are large, 2 are medium, and 3 are small, Madam Speaker. And in the pharmaceutical area, where money is given, foreign exchange is given to importers, 32% of that is given to small and medium enterprises, Madam Speaker. Those are the facts. Those are the facts.
So Trinidad and Tobago, let me talk about HDC now. The government is sinking $100 million into building 600 homes in 26 areas for vulnerable people via the Housing and Village Improvement Program, which involves giving the house to such people for free. For free. So let me talk a little bit about this freeness. $100 million you're going to spend in building houses for free. We can't get proper roads. We can't get proper education. We cannot get proper health. All they cannot pay back pay. All they cannot pay carny workers. All they cannot pay tea and tech. But all they're going to spend $100 million in house to give away free. HDC cannot manage their loan payment from HDC homeowners to paying back HDC. But all they're going to spend $100 million in building house to give it out to who? Free people. All listen to this.
The Honorable Prime Minister was the champion of this program some 7 years ago, where there was a village in Moruga where people were living in quite impoverished conditions in board houses. And the vision of the Prime Minister at the time was to convert those board houses into concrete structures. And that was the birth of the Housing and Village Improvement Program. What it does is that it creates for someone, obviously underprivileged and vulnerable families, because clearly this is for the people at the lowest end of the income spectrum. But what it does, it takes somebody who is living in a board house in quite unsanitary conditions and gives them free of charge. This is not a situation where the person has to put out any money. It gives these vulnerable families free of charge a 2-bedroom concrete starter house, complete with all facilities, internal plumbing, proper arrangements and so on. So it lifts the person out of underprivileged situation and gives them a brand new concrete structure which they can then develop.
And not understanding this. Caller, good night.
A pleasant good night.
Go right ahead.
Saieed, like it's only now the Prime Minister see people living in board houses.
Apparently so.
Where were he all the time? He was in Tobago? Or he went to beg in Canada? Because you see him, how he dressed and how he looking in Canada.
In Canada,
like he's
yes.
Suffering.
Yes.
Or they're making Trinidad look real bad on the map. Because we had a commissioner of police and an assistant commissioner of police that was Canadian born. And they couldn't even deal with the police service here. They run.
Correct.
Because they saw all the nonsense going on in the police service that have the country how it is today. Our Prime Minister, our beloved Prime Minister, couldn't dress no other way to go to a CARICOM meeting. Everybody, including Mrs. Motley, was attired
properly
to suit the occasion.
Yes.
What was wrong with Rowley? He run out of clothes? It was deplorable and
the place was cold
to see how this man looked. And begging again. They're tired then.
No one call her apparently.
Whatever they send down here recently, Saieed. You're going to Canada now to beg Canadians to help you with crime?
No. Well, I guess he dressed the bag.
Canada don't have the kind of crime like here because the police service is corrupt. The Prime Minister, they're controlling the country and they're treating the citizens top of the line, Saieed. Top of the line, they're treating the citizens unlike how he treating people here. You know, seeing people living in board house to go and waste money now to build house to put them in and they ain't going to pay no rent like them on the beach and what Eric Williams did. People,
How free?
well, they ain't gonna wake up here because all of them is PNMI. But you see election coming now. Now he looking to build houses for people in Maruga. He now have the insight to do, and they would not pay. Just like the one with the 7 children, and she are paying. She know have money to pay. That going on donkey years in HTC. They get in house because of party card, and they're not paying. Up to now, they're not paying. Thank you, Saeed. Good night.
Thank you, my friend. So now, viewers, hey, hear this now, hear this now. The government going to spend, they're going to waste $100 million into building 600 homes for the underprivileged. The rates of electricity going to pass down to citizens of Trinidad and Tobago because government offices cannot pay their light bill, the electricity bill. Because of that now, us the citizens now have to face a higher electricity bill. We can't get water in communities across Trinidad and Tobago. You're going to spend $100 million to build 600 homes. Why not take that same why not take that same $100 million and invest it into communities that do not have water, that they will be able to pay a water rate that will generate revenue or income for WASA. Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Good night.
We do apologize, caller. Now, stick it, get it click. He said the cost of the house is only between $150 and $175. Where in the past, previous administration were building HEC houses for $1.5 million. Listen to this.
We have allocated $100 million to this program, and we expect to construct 600 of these starter houses in 2024 in 26 areas throughout the country. And I may say, the cost of the houses is only between $150,000 and $175,000. You'll be surprised. Whereas in the past, previous administrations were building HEC houses for $1.5 million. We are able to build a 2-bedroom, modern, concrete house for these underprivileged people for $150,000, believe it or not.
So I want to ask him, Bud, what kind of house are you getting for $175,000? You say you're moving from board to concrete. A contractor will charge you the cheapest to build a house is about $450,000 to $500,000. 2-bedroom. 2-bedroom. What kind of house are you getting for $175,000? And you're talking about underprivileged. Tell us. Caller, good night. Guess we lost that. You're going to waste $100 million. Now, the idea of it is very good, you know. The idea is very good. Very good. It wouldn't change their living. It would not. Because the day will come, they can't pay their water rate. The day will come, they can't pay their electricity bill. Caller, good night. The idea is very good.
Hello?
Thank you, my friend. Now listen to this. Education Minister Dr. Niang Gasby-Dolly have stated that the ministry have completed 13 out of 80 schools which the government met on finish. I don't understand met on finish. UNC MP David Lee queried on the Marbella ECCE Center, which has been outstanding for years. Gatsby Dolly stated that there are a number of schools that are known as built school but are not occupied. Listen to this.
My good friend, I know he's always advocating for his constituents in this regard, but I would just like to indicate that there are quite a number of schools that are announced as built schools that are not built schools, because as the member himself is indicating, the school is not occupied. And it's not occupied because it's not complete. And there are infrastructural things that must be completed, and there are also payments that must be completed. So again, when these schools are advertised as being built, that is testament to the fact that they are not completed schools. And though I understand the situation that the member is in, and some of the other members, as well as some members from our side, we do have to budget for the completion of these schools.
Trinidad and Tobago. The ministry added that once they are completed, another phase will be completed, which may include Lee's School. Listen to this.
It would be one of the 8A schools that have not been completed. We met not completed. We have completed 13 of these. We are completing another 7 now. That has cost us close to $1 billion already. And once these 7 are completed, then we will attempt to complete another phase of the schools, which may include a members' school, but there are quite a number that we have been allocating funding for and completing as we can. So member, I do hear your concern and cry for the Marabella ECCE, and I will commit to doing as best I can to getting that into the next phase.
I love this story. Gatsby Dolly also noted that her ministry will do as best as they can, but can't finish all at the same time because the funding will be overwhelming. Listen to this.
I understand completely, but I just want to offer that it may look built on the outside, but as a member may well know, the finishings and the furnishings are another matter. So it may look complete, but it's not actually complete. And then, of course, there's the issue of the payment. So I understand completely, and I empathize with the situation. And as I said, we will do as best we can, but we can't finish them all at the same time because the funding would be overwhelming. So that is the situation, and we will do our best, as we have been doing, to finish them batch by batch.
So Trinidad and Tobago, the funding will be overwhelming. You can't finish the school. What the budget said? Listen to this.
The Honorable Prime Minister was the champion of this program some 7 years ago, where there was a village in Moruga where people were living in quite impoverished conditions in board houses, and the vision of the Prime Minister at the time was to convert those board houses into concrete structures, and that was the birth of the Housing and Village Improvement Program. What it does is that it creates for someone, obviously underprivileged and vulnerable families, because clearly this is for the people at the lowest end of the income spectrum, but what it does, it takes somebody who is living in a board house in quite unsanitary conditions and gives them free of charge. This is not a situation where the person has to put out any money. It gives these vulnerable families free of charge a 2-bedroom concrete starter house, complete with all facilities, internal plumbing, proper arrangements, and so on. So it lifts the person out of underprivileged situation and gives them a brand new concrete structure which they can then develop.
So we give them a brand new structure to live in while their children remain in Dunshead and can't go to school. Because why? The funding is overwhelming. We gave them a free house to live in, but there's no school for them to go in. Make it make sense, Trinidad and Tobago. Make it make sense. $100 million for free house free house. But Gatsby Dolly is saying to spend money on schools. The money is too overwhelming. They can't do it. So you make it make sense now, Trinidad and Tobago. You make it make sense. Dr. Rowley, they say the children are the future. But when you give them a house, what education are they benefiting from it? Make it make sense to me. Make it. Some of them living in houses, they just don't want to better themselves. I start off with nothing in life. Absolutely nothing. I start off, watch man, you're watching Saieed here? Saieed Ali, the licensed money lender. I started off with nothing in life. And I worked my way. I worked my way. Toting £100 of flour on my back in a supermarket. Until look where I am today. I was determined to make something. I was determined to make something out of myself. Look where I am today. Look where I am. God says, seek and ye shall find. If you want to make something of yourself, let me tell you something. You will make something of yourself. You think I reach here just so? Imagine now when I working in a supermarket and I toting £100 of flour in my back. Back in my time. Look where I am today. I went to school, work, and pay for extra courses, extra lessons, extra certificates. Look where I am today. You know why? I was determined to make it. So nobody in Trinidad can say, Saieed, oh God, my son poor, and he this, and he that, or my daughter. No. I started off from nothing in life. Absolutely nothing. Today I drive in Range Rover and Porsche. I buy land in other countries. Nothing wasn't handed down to me. I worked my way. SIS, yeah, but all I feel is joke. When you're determined to make it end, you will make. When you're determined to make ends meet, you will make it, you know. Watch me now. 1 minute. Where I live in the country, was living in the country. You're leaving from there to reach SIS for 6 o'clock in the morning. And let me tell you something. If you clock that card and I say after 6, the security telling you go home. I'm telling you. I still work SIS. When they say clock it for 6, make sure 5:30 your card done clock. A minute past 6, 2 minutes past 6, you're going home. I talk about years back. You're going home. Because you show no interest on reaching early to work. Now the government giving them free houses. $100 million in houses. Gatsby Dolly said building ECC school. We don't have enough money. Make it make sense now. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, our rerun of this program is from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. And we'll be right back here for another night of Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Until, good night.